Right, okay, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I've got a bit of a news update. We've got some injury talk and we've got some transfer talk as well. We are coming towards the end of December now. It's the 22nd, so January is upon us as well, meaning the transfer talk is just going to come up and up and up. That's what we could expect to be another packed window with ins and outs. So let's get into it. So as I said, we're going to start talking about with a few injury stuff, and it starts off with Reece James. James has undergone hamstring surgery in Finland. The decision was made by the club in the thought that it was the best for James and the team. The recovery is expected to be 3 to 4 months, but the club still expects he'll be back a few months before the end of the season, meaning we hopefully will see him before the end of the season. Also, the specialist that worked on it said that he should most definitely be back for the Euros. James put out a statement saying he's thankful for support and saying he thinks it's the best to fix the recurrent issue. And I think it's the right decision. I'm no medical professional, but just from a footballing point of view, I'd much rather him be out for a few more months than him keep getting these recurring injuries and just being impossible for him to play throughout his career. I think it's best for him. I think it's best for the club. Hopefully, it doesn't limit his performance. Or sometimes we do see players get surgeries, some part of their legs, and it does limit them. But I think it's a risk we need to take, and I think it's the right thing for both parties. So we wish him a speedy recovery. We hope to see him back as soon as possible, but in the right time, and we hope it goes as smoothly as possible. So we're going to talk about other injuries. We've got 4 players returning back to training in certain ways. Romeo Lavia is back in full training, so we haven't seen him play at all yet. He's been out the whole time, but this is our first glimmer of hope. He is back in full training with the team, meaning we could expect him to come off the bench at some point in the near future and start to get regular minutes in the team. Nonm is also back in full training. We've seen him play a few games this season, not as much as he would like, not as much as we like to see. He's got a lot of potential, a lot of talent, but he's now back in full training after a few months on the sidelines. So yeah, good to see him back. Hopefully we get to see him play a bit more. We haven't seen him play that much this season. I think with the FA Cup next month, we could see him start to get a few starts and a few games on minutes under his belt. In that tournament, also we've got Preston first off. But I'm trying to think, he hasn't played many games at all this season. He hasn't looked too bad. Wimbledon only won a penalty and he obviously scored it as well. Didn't look too bad in that. But apart from that, it's hard to really pinpoint when he played. Brentford, he looked good. So it's weird to see why Madueke is not playing that much. Now he's back from injury. He has had a few injuries this season. Hopefully he can sit and get some more regular minutes. But it is hard with the wings we've got in front of him. You look, Palmer, Sterling, Mudryk, all 3 ahead of him. Nkunku could play out wide, now he's back. And now we will see him play out wide, but he can. Leslie Gachukwu is also back in full training. He's been out for a few weeks. Once again, another player he's actually played a decent amount of the season, and when he has played, he's looked impressive. Gachukwu, for a player who's 19, I think he is. He has looked very good. So good to see him back. Once again, adds a bit more depth to that midfield, along with Lavia obviously as well. Well, I think it's a good thing for the team, good thing for rotation, especially at this time of the year. Yeah, more players we get back quicker the better, because it is that time of year where there's time to play 2 games a week, really, even if we're not in the likes of Europe. And last but not least, Bevan Chilwell is back in partial training. So not back for full training, not necessarily back in the team, but he's back on the grass, still doing stuff. What is great to see. Right, should we get on some transfer talk then, shall we? Conor Gallagher will start off with, and this is a big one. Potter just said that it's up to the club and Conor whether he stays or not. His contract runs out in 2025 in the summer. Potter did say that he added that Conor is doing fantastic. He's happy with where he's been. And we saw the stats, Sky Sports released them. He's first ranking most attributes this season. And he really has been incredible. He's got a lot of stick, but he has been very, very good for us this season. According to Daily Mail, we will block any move by Tottenham for Conor Gallagher. He did come close to a move away in the summer for £40 million, but nothing materialised. And despite having a fantastic season, he still could move away this January, just not to Tottenham. So both Tottenham and West Ham went for him in the summer. And yeah, as I said, in the end, nothing really worked. I've always said that I like him as a player, but if we got the right offer, then I would accept it. But having the season he has had so far, I would say that's off the cards, and I'd say he's not for sale at all. it will be a real shame and a real embarrassment of the club of Toboli if he doesn't stay with us for another however many years. I mean, as of right now, he's probably been our best player this season. He has been absolutely incredible, and there's still a chance of him being sold for less than 50 million. I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It's even in the air. It should be a straight shot down. We shouldn't really be considering it unless it's a ridiculous amount of money, what is way above 50 million. They want maybe to add a few more midfielders to add depth, and yet we're looking to get rid of. Well, we're looking at potential accepting possibility to sell Conor Gallagher. It doesn't make sense, and the whole way this club's been run recently, transfer-wise, it doesn't make sense. Poch wants him to stay, so you give him what he wants, and he signs a new contract. That's how it should work. That's not how it's working. And we're looking to get rid of youth players so they can make a guaranteed profit, so they can go sign another young wonder kid from the other side of the world who's not been proving anything. If Conor Gallagher leaves Chelsea, it will be an embarrassment and a disgrace to the board. Simple as. Based off his performances, he deserves nothing less but a new contract. And that's how it is. You know, I said Poch wants to stay. Apparently there has been negotiations, but there hasn't been struck yet. But for me, Conor Gallagher has to say. Right, on to the few potential signings. Ousmane Diamand, according to many sources, including his Arkansas of the Evening Standard, we have made a contact with Sporting Lisbon over a signing of Ousmane Diamand. For those of you who don't know, he's a 20-year-old Ivorian centre-back with a market value of about £21 million or €25 million, 25 million euros according to the transfer market. He's played 20 games for Sporting for season in all competitions. After joining him in January 2023, so just under a year he's played from now, he has got a 4-year deal until June 2027. But here's the interesting one, his contract's release clause of £69 million, what is 80 million euros, so a lot of money. A lot of money. And according to consider, this would be the only price Sporting would be willing to sell him for. And that's a concern. That's a concern. If we're looking to sign him, that's a concern. That's a lot of money. There's also a clause in his contract that Midtjylland, the club he previously played for, will get 20% of the sale, meaning it's probably harder to lower the price because no matter what, Sporting aren't going to be getting the full amount that we pay because, 20% was quite a lot. It's going straight to Midtjylland. However, Sporting did only spend about £6.5 million on him, meaning they're pretty much guaranteed a profit no matter what. Well, might help us lower it slightly, but I just don't. I'm just not quite sure if we are going to lower it. The board and the current uppers have got a reputation for overpaying for players, and majority of players we've signed in the last 2 years have been overpaid for. So it will be hard no matter what, no matter who we're going for, to lower the price. For me, centre-backs isn't a main target as of now. We've got Angel Disasi, Benoit Badiashile, Thiago Silva, Chalobah, Levi Colwill and Wesley Fania, all currently in the team who can play there. We just have to acknowledge that Fania is out injured. In the side of defence, I believe Diamand will most likely play, but then should we spend that much money on him for short term? I mean, he's right-sided centre-back, I expect. That means, Disasi can play there, Silva can play there, Chalobah can play there. We've already got 3 centre-backs who can play there. Chalobah could leave in January, however. And as I said, he does play the right centre-back role, and he is injured right now. But, for me, it's a lot of money. I need to watch him more, maybe look into him a bit, give a proper verdict of what it'd be like. But at the face of it, it's a lot of money for a player who isn't necessarily proven. I mean, interesting move, I guess I have to keep an eye on it. But, it doesn't seem right. Around 6-9 million for a player who isn't really proven doesn't look quite right. As I said, I'll have to look at him, because it's harsh to just judge him off the face of it, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Right, next up we're staying in the Portuguese capital of Lisbon with Sporting, and it's Victor Gyökeres. In the same article, Nazar Kinsella has talked about an interest in the Swedish striker Gyökeres, I believe it said. He signed for them this summer for £17 million, which is about 20 million euros, from Coventry City. In 20 games, he has scored 17 goals and registered 8 assists in all competitions this season for them. As I mentioned, he's newly signed with a contract that doesn't expire until June 28, so it's a decently sized contract, and he has a release clause of £87 million, what is it, 100 million euros. The 25-year-old has played 19 games for Sweden, scoring 5 and assisting 2, and has got English football experience playing for Coventry, Brighton and Swansea. However, despite his stints at these English clubs, he has never played in the Premier League. He lost in the playoff final against Luton in his final season at Coventry, and in his short career at Brighton only ever featured in FA and League Cup games. I've seen more of him than Diamand, for sure, but still not much. I'm going to do a video on which striker we should go for, so hopefully I'll go more in depth to his style of play, in that hopefully. But once again, it's a lot of money for someone who isn't really proven at the top level. If there was a potential move in the summer, it could be more interesting. We've ever seen him a full season at Sporting, who are playing decent level football, obviously Division 1 Portugal and in the Europa League. I mean, it's not, it's now. Also, summer, we could probably see a lowered price, but if they're asking for that release clause price, it's very, very high still. And so for someone who's not necessarily proven, as a race, it's like the DMI. It's tricky to justify the price for these two pairs as of right now, especially the extent we'd probably have to go to buy them, or would include selling more youth talent. I'm not sure. I like him as a player from what I've seen of him, but I'm just not sure if it lines up, the money and whatever. And we look at the other choices, what I said I will do hopefully in another video. So it's a lot of money, but he's a good striker. I'm not doubting that. He's a good striker. I said, look at his stats from this season: 17 goals and 8 assists in 20 games. Is an incredible record. Very good record. He's starting most games for them. He has got a goal or two off the bench as well, though. But, we'll have to wait and see how he compares to other striker options. But definitely one to keep an eye on. Very interesting move. So yeah, that's it for today then. That's the news. Injury news, transfer news. Expect more of these videos as we start to come towards the January window. Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See ya.